Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Val. If you're new here, my husband Cody and I share our budgeting and our finances and our everyday life here on YouTube. Today, I feel like I just want to do a run through of like how our budget is set up right now, maybe make a few tweaks. I've been toying around with the idea of adding emojis to it just for fun. And yeah, I don't know, just kind of like a rambly hang out with me kind of video. So if you're not up for a longer format video, we have lots of shorter ones just on us going through our budget, budgeting our paychecks. Feel free to go check those out. But if you want to stay and hang out for a little bit, I got you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through here and make sure that we're still good with all of the categories that we have. So we have the pay yourself first, which is every time we get money in, we go 10% to savings, 5% to me, 5% to Cody. We have our credit card payments as we're paying down some debt, along with our interest charges and our car loan. I think for the most part, most of these can stay where they're at. Daycare, life insurance, tenants insurance. I'm just going to put these as phones. Utilities, auto insurance, internet, bank fees. These two we don't need them anymore. So groceries, gas, household goods, this is something that we're changing going forward into next month. So we used to just do living expenses. We would pile all of our money into there. And then as we spent money on food and groceries or on gas, we would then move money out of there. Now, we did that more for Cody's convenience so that he could just look at the app. We had this category pinned to the top and he would know automatically how much we have left to spend. However, it worked really good for the first little bit and then he wound up not checking it as much after that. So I think we're going to stop with that. We're just going to go back to having food and grocery. The other issue with that is that I would budget money in here because I like to be able to see like what we're underfunded for the month so I can kind of get an idea of how much we need. And then we would fund the household goods and then we would move the money out of there into food and grocery and then this would show under budget again. If you're new to YNAB, I don't know if that'll make sense, but those of you who are veterans, you'll know what I mean. So if I put $800 in here and I moved $200 that we had spent, let's say at Costco, out of here into food and grocery, because we would still move it, if it was $200 into groceries and $50 into gas, we would take that $250 out of here and put it into the right ones. And then, although, it occurs to me, maybe I could put it in, no, because even as out of spending, yeah, so the issue wound up being is then it would show that we were under budget and then it would want me to budget for it again. So yeah, anyways, long story short, which I wound up making that longer than it needed to be, sorry, is that I don't know that we're going to use this anymore. The living expenses one. Household goods would be, things like toilet paper, paper towel, that's what we used to put in there. Again, for the ease of not having to look through all of my receipts and really parcel things out. I think we're going to also include that into food and grocery, which is why this is a little higher. We're doing $160 a week right now. And honestly, it might even need to go up again from there because groceries around here are ridiculous. I kid you not, things are going up almost double in price. Almost double. The little baby food packages that I used to buy, they used to be about $1 to $1.50, depending on where you went. And now they're $2 to $2.30 for one of those little food packages. I went to buy a small bag of tater tots, which are normally $2, maybe $3 at the most, but usually about $2.50. They wanted $5 for a small bag of tater tots. Everything's just wild right now. A watermelon is $9. Obviously you can pick and choose and when things are in season and some things are cheaper than others. We try to buy as many things on sale as we can or in bulk if possible, but it is just nuts. It's nuts. And I know it's not just here, it's everywhere. Everybody is struggling right now with the increase in prices. Our gas right now is $1.90 a liter, which, Alexa, how many liters are in a gallon?
1 gallon is about 3.8 liters.
Alexa, what is 3.8 times 1.9?
3.8 times 1.9 is 7.22.
So it'd be about $7.2 a gallon. If I did that right. Right? I think I did that right. It's about $7 a gallon equivalent is what we're paying over here. 7.2. I say that because a lot of our audience is in America. So when we say it's like $1.90, I'm sure some people are like, oh my God, that's so cheap. But that's per liter, not per gallon. How many liters are in a gallon? 3.8. Yeah, I'm doing my math right there. Sorry, I feel like it's really high because I feel like I keep seeing online like, oh my gosh, gas is like $5 or $6 a gallon. It's wild. It's so expensive. And I'm like, if I just did that math right, that's like over $7 a gallon. Anyways, enough rambling. We're not here for that. So household goods. This would then be things like, I don't know, if we needed like those 3M sticky strips to stick things onto the walls, or if we needed some kind of Tupperware containers, or I don't know, like household goods. I don't know how else to describe that. So living expenses, I think I'm just going to put this as miscellaneous living expenses, just so that I don't mix it up. Personal care, again, this is one of those things where I'm like, do I really want to go through all of my receipts and like parcel out like what was shampoo and conditioner and body wash and what was groceries? I don't know. I'll leave it on here for now, but... And then airport taxis. So Cody is back to work. He just got a job doing maintenance that is supposed to go for at least 6 months is what his contract says, but it sounds like it could be for several years, where he's gone for 1 week and then back for a week, which is awesome. But we do have to budget now for the airport taxis. This will be a regular thing. He'll have to take a taxi to and from the airport every month, twice a month. It's about $80 one way. Now, he could drive up as well, which is what he's done for this shift. For his first shift, he drove up there. And then we just pay for gas. So it's almost 4 hours one way. It takes about a tank of gas, so it's like $160. You know what? It actually winds up being about the same. The gas winds up being about the same to drive. It would be about $300 a month in gas to drive. Plus, then we're also paying for the extra oil changes and the extra maintenance, the wear and tear on our vehicle. So I do think it makes sense to just take the airport. To do the airport, depending on when they fly him in and out, we might be able to drive him, in which case we don't have to budget for this, or maybe only a couple a month. But based on his last job, and again, we'll see how this one goes, the airport, like the flights in and out would be at like he'd get home at like 10 o'clock at night, and then he would fly out usually around 6 in the afternoon. Sometimes I could drop him off in the afternoons. I'm going to budget for the whole thing just in case, but we might be able to drive him. And we have 2 small kids here. We have a 2.5-year-old and a 9-month-old if you're new here. So going to the airport at 10 p.m. isn't really an option for us, because then I would have to wake up my kids, pack them into the car, drive out there and come back. On occasion, sometimes we might be able to find someone to watch the kids for a couple hours while I drive out to the airport and back, but it's not really something that I can reliably depend on, so I don't want to put it in there. Subscriptions, I believe these all stay the same. I don't know that we have any other ones. I know we had an extra one come out here for Apple. That was an annual one, so that's not a monthly one that I have to budget for. So I think all those can stay the same. Health and fitness, our spending money, dining out and entertainment, that can all stay the same. Ideally, I would put targets in. You know what? I'm just going to put in the targets here. This is something I keep telling myself, where I'm like, I need to just be realistic about how much we spend. Entertainment, we don't really do any entertaining, but we want to start. Like, we used to go to a lot of movies. We don't do that now with 2 young kids, but we keep saying that we would like to take the kids out for like swimming, to the pool, or to go to some of the, I'm like, most of you guys don't live here, so you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. They're not theme parks, but they're like attractions. Is that what you'd call it? Anyways, there's some cool stuff around here that we'd like to take the kids to go do, but that costs money. And typically for a family of 4, any of these things will cost between $80 to $100 and whatever dollars. Swimming is cheaper. All 4 of us could probably go swimming for like $40 or $50, but it is expensive to do things with a family. All right, so for the kids, I'm not sure why. Oh, this was for this should have gone under miscellaneous. Sorry, I'm just looking at what I spent last month, and this was because we had to buy a stroller, a double stroller. That's fine, we'll just leave it in there, I guess. Diapers and wipes. I don't even know what I spend on this anymore because I've just been including it with groceries. And again, I want to get better at tracking what we're spending and where, because I want to be able to reel in our spending again, because I feel like it's kind of getting out of control. And if you don't know where your money's going, it's really hard to make changes. So I need to get really intentional again about where we're spending our money. So let's just think. Diapers and wipes. Right now it's about $60 for a box of diapers. We'll probably go through about 2 in a month for Freya, so that's 120. And then a big box of Gunners is like 50, so that's 170 plus wipes. So we'll say $200 a month for diapers and wipes. Clothing, this would be more of a sinking fund. We usually get our clothes for the kids gifted to us, like hand-me-downs. We cycle between me and a couple of my other friends. But they all have boys, so we still sometimes need to buy clothes for Freya. I mean, some of the boy stuff it's fine for her too, but sometimes we go and grab used clothes at like secondhand stores. Toys, again, this is more of a sinking fund, but we could put, $25 a month in there. These are like the hidden expenses. I've not put targets in here. I've not been budgeting for these things. And then we just kind of wind up spending money that we don't have because we're not budgeting for it. So if you've stuck around for a while, Cody and I always say that you're better to save money and put money into savings and sinking funds before putting extra money to debt, because not having money for these things is typically what puts you back into debt. And Cody and I are finding ourselves slipping down that slope once again of getting back into debt after we've done so much work to get out of credit card debt and to be paying down debt. So I want to start budgeting for these things again. Miscellaneous, I'm not going to budget for. Medical, again, this will act like a sinking fund, so to speak, $10 a month. With Freya being in daycare right now, she gets sick quite often, and then with her being sick, she brings it home and gets the rest of us sick. So having infant and children's Tylenol at home has been an expense for the last few months here, so we're going to start planning for it. Now, for our company, some of these things can come off. I really do like using Loom, but we're trying to lean this out a little bit right now and figure out what we actually need to keep around. This we have 3 more months. I'm just going to put in here, ends in September, because this is our biggest expense right now for the business, but our contract is up in September. Okay, so this one we don't use. This one we're done with. This one we're done with. This one I'll probably have to have at some point. This we don't use. Why is that doing that? Thank you guys for just like hanging around with me. Oh, I see Gunner's awake. Maybe he'll go back to bed. I'm trying to do this at his nap time. Yeah, he's at like his wake window. He may or may not go back to bed. I might have to wrap this up quickly, but yeah, you hear him crying. He might go back to bed. Now, these are sinking funds as well. I'm not going to put a monthly goal in here. I'm just going to leave them as like we would like to contribute to these things when we have extra money. And you know what? I should probably do that here too. Maybe what this will be is, let's say we want at some point eventually to have $100 in there. And at some point we want to have $100 in here. By no particular date, just, would be nice to have. Oh wait, why is that saying by July 1st? Okay, how do I change that? Would it be a savings balance? It's a savings balance, isn't it? All right, Christmas is something we'd like to save up for. And you know what? I'm going to just say $400 eventually. I'm not going to put a date on it because, again, I don't want it to be reflected in this monthly amount here. Did I add that much in here? I feel like we're at $5,000. I added $1,000 in here. Okay, so let's just have a look here. I'm probably gonna have to go get them. We spent a lot on groceries this month. Average spent is $600. It's $150 a week, but we've been putting groceries through there. So, or not groceries, sorry, diapers and wipes. So maybe we only need like $130 a week for groceries, and then the rest would go to the diapers and wipes category. Yeah, I think that's probably okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to, he's trying to go back to sleep. Sorry, I'm watching him on the monitor. I don't know if you guys can hear him crying or not. I think he's teething right now, so he's been unusually fussy. And I want him to be able to sleep because the last couple days he hasn't been napping all that great. Usually he naps for an hour and a bit, and he's only been down for about 35 minutes. But he is trying to go back to sleep, so I just hope it's not too loud for you guys. All right, so let's put in, I can't put in a, isn't there something in the settings to add like an emoji there? Maybe not. Maybe that's part of the Google Chrome extension. I can't remember. I'm sorry, you guys, if my brain is like all over the place right now. It's been wild around here. It's been busy. It's been hectic. And I feel like adding in emojis isn't necessarily the funnest thing to watch. I mean, like, it's fun in the budget, but it doesn't, I don't know. For me to try and talk and type at the same time right now, I feel like it's impossible. Daycare. What would be a good one for daycare? Because they don't have a daycare emoji. Do they have a kid emoji? Something fun? Isn't there a website for emojis somewhere? Get emoji, is that a thing? I've never used this before. I've always just used, I mean, I guess it's fine. That's better than nothing. Wait, is there one already in here? There is. Okay. I don't think I need to use that website. I think I can just do it on my computer. Insurance. This would be do they have an emoji for bills? Let's do that one. He's trying so hard to go to sleep, and it's just not happening. I feel so bad. Do I want that, or do I want the little light bulb? Does it matter? No, but I'm gonna struggle over the decision anyways. Okay, all the insurance. I think, you know, I have these organized by the date that they're due. That's what it is. I was like, now because I'm using emojis, I'm like, I kind of want them all together. It's okay, I'll just pick a different car emoji. Oh, my poor boy. I really don't know if you guys can hear him. I feel like there's no way you can't hear him, you know? Wait, is there an internet? No. Wi-Fi? No. Really? There's no Wi-Fi emoji? I feel like, come on, there's got to be a Wi-Fi emoji. I guess the globe could work. No. That's an ugly emoji. Sure. I thought there was like a little grocery basket. Oh, there's that cart. I guess that works. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go get Gunner. And I can almost guarantee that he's not going to let me do anything. Which means I'm probably going to have to end this video and come back to it later, but we can try. Miscellaneous stuff. I don't even know what you would put for that. Junk? Clutter? I like how you put in junk and it brings up junk food. What do you guys use for miscellaneous? I'm just going to do a colored circle for now. Or a boring circle, sure. See, and again, he's trying to go back to sleep. And I want him to be able to sleep. I mean, especially when they're sick like that or they're not feeling good. They need their rest. It's so hard. I don't know how many of you guys have kids or have done sleep training of any kind. Our rule is that we wait 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and unless he's like stuck in the crib or something, right? Like if I see an arm or something stuck in the crib, I'm going to go in there right away. But we give them 10 minutes to cry it out. And generally, they stop crying within that 10 minutes and put themselves back to sleep. But that 10 minutes feels like forever. It feels like eternity. You feel bad that they're crying. You just want to go in and snuggle them and love them. This phone insurance. I wonder when this is up or when it can be canceled. I feel like we're coming up on 2 years for that. And Apple Care is only good for 2 years. Also, let me know in the comments down below how many of you put emojis into your budget. And do you do it like on every single one? They don't have just like a weight? I guess not. His and hers categories. Spending money. Do we do like a man and a woman? Or do we do like a blue and a pink? Do we do, maybe we should do something that resembles us. For me, I always think of a sun. What are we gonna think for Cody? Do they have a mustache? He's out at work. Mustache, how do you spell mustache? They don't have just a mustache? I was gonna say we could put a mustache there. Oh, we could do muscles. Cody's a strong man. When he's at work, he can't have like facial hair because they have to have certain respirators and they have to do a fit test and it has to be airtight. So they're not allowed to grow facial hair, but they can have like a mustache. So whenever he's working steady at a site, he grows out his mustache. Okay, junk food, dining out. I'm gonna put in junk. Okay, let's do burgers, fries, sure. Interestingly enough, I actually think dining out's going to wind up disappearing or changing. If you guys are new here, Cody and I used to spend a lot of money dining out at like fast food places like McDonald's, Tim Hortons, Wendy's, stuff like that. However, I have a serious intolerance to gluten, and I mean like a serious intolerance to gluten. Now, I've gotten away with eating gluten for the last like 2 and a bit years because I've been pregnant and or breastfeeding. And for whatever reason, while pregnant and or breastfeeding, my body has no reaction to gluten. Although this is tapering off now as Gunnar gets older and he's breastfeeding less. Outside of that, eating gluten makes me really, 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 really sick. Debilitatingly sick. So I do not eat gluten. I have not eaten gluten now in probably over a month, aside from a couple times when I didn't realize something I ate had gluten in it and it made me unbelievably sick. So I basically can't eat in any fast food place. There's certain restaurants that I can go to and I can ask them to make it gluten-free, or they have gluten-free options. But for fast food, there's not a whole lot of places I can go. Starbucks is like the only place that really has anything, and I can have the fries at McDonald's, and that's it, that I know of so far. If you have like gluten-friendly options that you love, let me down below. My guilty pleasure right now is donuts from Knick-Knack. They're really good. They taste just like glutinous donuts without the gluten. And then Cody has a serious dairy intolerance or lactose. We're not sure 100% if it's lactose or if it's dairy, because sometimes he can eat cheese and he's okay. And from my understanding, certain cheeses don't have lactose, but then other cheeses he eats and he is sick. And then the cheeses he used to be okay with, he still gets sick. So I don't know. I don't know if it's milk, if it's dairy, if it's lactose. So we're just avoiding all of that at this point. So that takes him out from a lot of fast food places as well. So between the two of us, we can't really eat anywhere. So I think what's going to happen is this dining out category is going to shrink significantly. And then when we do dine out, I think it'll be maybe once or twice a month, maybe on his days off. And we'll go to a sit-down restaurant where they have gluten-free options. They can make sure that there's no gluten or dairy in what they're cooking. And that's what we'll do instead. So I'm gonna leave that at $200 a month. That was a long explanation for adding an emoji. I'm sorry. My apologies. I'm going to put a movie thing here, even though this is probably never going to get used for movies. It's going to be more like playing with the kids, but that's fine. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to put a bottle here, even though neither of our kids drink milk out of a bottle. But that's what I'm putting, because I will know what it is. Okay, there's no diapers, but there's a bobby pin. Okay, maybe just a baby image. will be fine. Clothing. Toys. Oh, they gotta have some kind of cute toy emoji, right? Yeah, that's, oh, look at the little choo-choo train. The choo-choo train is cute too. Medical. I'm putting a needle. I don't know if I like that, but I'm gonna leave it there for now because the infant Tylenol has to be given through like a syringe. And that's the closest thing to a syringe that I can think of. Oh, I do have it up there still. I feel like this just takes forever to get through everything. Oh, is he awake again? No? Getting comfy? He went to sleep, he woke up, I think he's going back. I don't, you know what, there's a lot of things in here that are not going to have, I'm just going to put a blue dot for all of these. I'm just looking here thinking like a lot of these are not going to have emojis that match for them, so I'm just going to put them all as one emoji and then it's visually categorized for me by emojis. I really do like Loom. Loom is what I use for a lot of my video recording, screen recording for like presentations, online course creations, trainings, how-to videos, stuff like that. I really do like it. For this, like for YouTube, I use Camtasia because Camtasia is a little more robust. It's gooder for longer format stuff. And it lets me edit it, which is a big thing. Loom kind of has like very basic editing features, but it is not like an actual editing program, whereas Camtasia is both a screen recording program and a... My camera has shut off. And I don't know if it shut off because it's out of time. Excellent. It stopped recording, and I have no idea when it stopped recording. So I guess I'll find out when I go to edit this, which is also alarming because I think the recording limit on this thing is like half an hour, which makes me wonder, like, how long have I been recording for? Anyways, I apologize if there's like a big random gap in here because I honestly wasn't paying attention. I have no idea where it left off. Is there like an oil or a wrench? Is there? Yeah, there we go. That's good. And I lost my train of thought. It does irk me a little bit. I'm using a Canon M50 Mark II, and it kind of irks me because it's plugged into the wall. I'm not using it on a battery. Like, it's plugged into an external power source, so I don't understand why it still has a timer that shuts off the camera. And also, I've downloaded the webcam utility, and yet I cannot get it to work anywhere, like as a webcam. And I used to be able to, where it would pop up as an option. I could use it as a webcam, and everything was fine. And also for these sinking funds, actually, no, there's a Christmas tree. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I also sometimes think maybe I have ADHD, and I don't mean to say that to like belittle the people who actually have ADHD and struggle with that, but like I seriously sometimes wonder, or maybe it's just old age because I feel like I'm having a harder and harder time trying to focus on any one thing. Like, you should see me going about my day. I try to make a cup of coffee in the morning. It takes me like 45 minutes because I go to make it and then I place the kettle down and then I notice something next to the kettle and I go put that away, and then when I put that away I see something on my way and I get sidetracked. And I do that when I'm talking, and I'm doing it right now. I've lost my train of thought again. All right, for cameras, webcams. So do you guys have a camera? I would love to know. I don't know if this is the right audience for this. You guys might not know. Maybe you would. I don't know. Any recommendations for a camera, DSLR or mirrorless, either one, that I could buy that will actually plug and play like a webcam and play nicely with a Mac computer? Because this one is not, and it's infuriating. And like, it's a nice enough camera and I spent enough money on it, but it's just not, it's not working the way I thought it would. It's not working as well as I had hoped it would. It's a pain in my butt more often than not. It took me way too long to set up for this because I couldn't figure out how to get it to work like a webcam. And it used to work. I don't understand why it doesn't work now. Okay, everything has an emoji. Everything has, most things have a goal. The important things have a goal. Now, the last thing I want to look at is there anything that I want to move around into a different category? So like bills, is there anything? Subscriptions, I think is fine to stay on their own. Yeah, all of these things are fine. Living expenses can stay the way it is. Oh, it's so much cleaner. I really like having the bars because I like that I can see how much I need to put by what date, but it's just so much cleaner like this. Life insurance, tenants insurance, utilities, food, groceries, gas. I think I'm pretty happy with everything that's in here. And sometimes I miss having the Chrome extension. I do wish some of the features in the Chrome, like the toolkit extension for YNAB, that YNAB would just do, like the ability to expand all categories and contract all categories. For any of you who have the toolkit, you probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, our business expenses I'm going to bring down to the bottom because they are kind of separate from our personal expenses. Subscriptions should maybe come under bills. And then for the kids should come before fun money. I'm trying to like prioritize these things. Okay, long-term sinking funds and short-term. Do these make sense or do I just want to do sinking funds? Living expenses. I had miscellaneous living expenses. I guess I still want the stuff I forgot should go under living expenses. Yeah. Okay, vehicle maintenance. There's only 3 here, so I'm like, maybe we just put all of these under here. Get rid of this category and just call this sinking funds. Let's simplify things. Annual. Well, this is an annual subscription, so maybe that can go under subscriptions. My birthday is, oh my gosh, my birthday is like in less than 2 months. No, in about 2 months. We're in June. It's coming up fast. Okay, we'll say, since it's coming up quick, we'll just put $100. Ideally, this would be more. Ideally, we would have more for our birthdays, but this is what we're going to do for now. So when I think birthday, I'm like, it would be nice if Cody and I each had money to like buy each other a gift and go out for dinner or something. I guess $100 is like still enough for like a cheap dinner and a cheap gift. Like a half decent dinner for a family of 4, even though our kids are young, is still like $80. Expensive. That's at like Boston Pizza, you know, like it's not at a fancy restaurant like the Keg or something. Slush fund, vehicle registration. This has a, I'm like, how do I want to organize these things? I don't know. The emergency fund would go under a slush fund. Birthdays go together. Christmas is also an event, so that could go down there. There, I think that makes sense. Medical and clothing, vehicle stuff. Christmas, birthdays. I think that's fine. I think I'm fine with that. Okay, this wound up being a really long video. Thank you for sticking around. I'm going to have to edit this now. I will try to edit it down so that it's not so fast, or so fast, so slow. My brain, you guys, seriously, my brain. I am going to go enjoy some me time. And by me time, I mean edit this video while Gunnar finishes out his nap. But I will talk to you guys later. I do want to do more videos, more budget-related videos, not as long as this one was, but I warned you, it was a rambly one. So I hope you're doing good. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're having a great week, a great day. I'm in a really random, weird mood. I'm sorry. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.